Hello, dear students. Welcome to What, Why, How, the daily initiative by IAS Baba, where we take up a daily current affair or an editorial and we try to declutter it in less than 10 minutes. The topic that I've chosen for today is regarding some of the recent controversies regarding the drugs, the sale of drugs, the import of drugs in our country. So the article goes on to discuss that in the recent times, in a lot of states in India, there have been instances where some kind of a defective drug or a damaged drug has caused the death of individuals. Very recently in Karnataka, there was the death of several women associated with certain drugs that were sold. Now, it is in this context that this article tries to explore why exactly are there increasing cases of drug related issues that have been happening. Now, to go into the crux of this issue, what is normally seen is that in a lot of cases, the drugs that are sold in a particular state, now let's name the state A, the drugs that are sold over here are not primarily manufactured from this particular state. They might be manufactured in state X or state Y. Now, you must be thinking, why is this of a cause of concern? I'll come to the cause of concern, but I wanted to first understand in India, the entire ambit about drugs, sale, export, import, everything is being taken care of by the Drugs and Cosmetics Act of 1940. The act came in 1940 and the rules surrounding it came in 1945. This act is what primary or the primary objective of it is to ensure that the drugs and cosmetics sold in India are safe, effective, and conform to the state quality standards. Now, if you look at the two terms that are mentioned in it, the term drug that is defined in the act includes various chemical substances, diagnostic substances, and even medical devices that are listed in the act. Also, when it comes to cosmetic, it includes any product that is meant to be applied to the human body for the purpose of beautifying or cleansing. I want you to note over here under both of these definitions, one major thing that they have excluded is soaps. So, soaps do not fall under the Drugs and Cosmetics Act. On the other hand, very recently the act had also got amended and they had included even Ayurveda and Unani drugs included in this particular act. So currently it's the Drugs and Cosmetics Act of 1940 that is overlooking every aspect related to the drug sale in our country. And this is where this issue comes about. See, the Drugs and Cosmetics Act of 1940 particularly says that if and when there's a pharmaceutical company, the pharmaceutical company's licensing, inspection, all of that will happen only in the state where its manufacturing facility is located. That means if a certain drug is manufactured in state X, in the state X, if there is drug inspectors or if there's licensing facilities, only those will be binding this particular manufacturing that is happening in state X. Very well, it also comes with the added clause that you can manufacture a drug in state X or state Y, and at the same time, you can sell it to any other state in the country. That means, in most of these instances where there are drug related issues happening, people who are using the drugs in maybe Karnataka or West Bengal, they are basically using the drugs that are not manufactured in that particular state. Now, in that manufacturing state, they should have had some kind of inspectors associated with it who can maybe flag it down and say that this drug is not fit for consumption. Now, a very shocking fact over here is out of the 894 samples that were randomly tested in Karnataka, and the reason why they've picked Karnataka is because this is where the recent drug related tragedy happened. Out of the 894 samples randomly tested in the last 3 years, almost 601 samples that failed the testing were from manufacturers that were located outside the state of Karnataka. So now this brings into the question as to how we can prevent this issue. One major thing that is being said is you should have better information sharing between drug control departments of different state governments. So from each state government, if they are collecting regular inspections, doing regular manufacturing checks, all of that information should be available to another state also. You should have a centralized database. All the central and state drug testing laboratories should be made available. Whatever results that they have, it should be made available in a centralized database that can be used by other states also. Besides this, it'll be very helpful if each pharmaceutical company's history, as in the antecedents of the pharmaceutical company, as in what kind of drugs do they manufacture, do their drugs cause any health issues, all of these should also be in the database. Again, coming to the point, there should be a central register which records any pharmaceutical manufacturers who are blacklisted by different procurement agencies. It's not just the testing results, but in case after the test results, if anything has been blacklisted, even that has to be notified into a central register. So, in an issue where the issue comes over here because different states have different kinds of regulations, though the Drugs and Cosmetics Act is a central act, the way each state has been regulating it has been different. But if there is a central register and a centralized database, all of these problems could be maybe cut short. Primarily, the last point to be added on to how we can improve the situation is maybe state drug controllers should also have the power to bar certain pharmaceutical manufacturers located outside the state from selling their drugs within the state, until the manufacturer is able to demonstrate that their drugs do not have any wide fatal reactions. So once all of this is ensured, the Drugs and Cosmetics Act or the loopholes that are there in the Drugs and Cosmetics Act can be cut down to a minimum and it can be made useful for the larger public without having much health tragedies. I hope you've understood this topic in detail, and I hope to see you again the next time we have this session. We will be in 2025. So I wish all of you a happy new year, and until we meet next time, take care and happy learning.